Alright, so the idea of today's makeup is the Pastel Goth theme. This was my best interpretation of a Pastel Goth. I looked it up and I found a BuzzFeed article. Described it as like mixing pretty makeup with as much dark makeup or something like that. Like a bright goth, basically. So that's what I tried to do with this blue. I ended up not making it look pastels anymore. Because I mixed it with the black. It looks dark now. It looks like just regular blue. But alright, so my thoughts on this palette. Honestly, this isn't a palette I would use all on its own. I really did try to. I tried several different looks, and I think the pastels, like using all pastels on my eyes, just kind of washed me out. I think it's because I'm so pale right now. My skin is like a pastel shade. I did do like this really pretty smoky eye with clementine and star, but then so did somebody else. I found it on YouTube. So I ditched that one. This is my best representation of a pastel goth. So something I'm familiar with. It's one of those like new labels that they have. I don't know. Back in when I was growing up, it was super just goth. I love this clementine shade. It is stupid pretty on my skin tone. I really like this shade a lot. It's pretty pigmented as well. The only thing I don't like about this palette is this shade. I love the color, but on me, it's really not coming out this color. I just kind of pick up a lot of blues. I never really realized the struggles of being this pale. And then I really wish that there was a pink, like a pinky pink. I'm guessing that they couldn't do that and keep it vegan, which I know is really important to Kat Von D. I know a lot of people were saying that they didn't think this was pastel enough, and I wanted to compare it to another super colorful palette that I have. When you look at these two together, you can tell what they mean by the pastel shades. I'm not an artist. I'm not going to get into the variations. I can just kind of look at something and be like, yeah, that's a pastel versus a vibrant. Like, let me compare the yellows. Okay, so this is the vibrant, bright yellow from the Morphe palette, and then this is the pastel. And even like these blues, that kind of green, pastel. You can definitely tell what level art they are as how they pronounce pastel. Me over here in Virginia, we say these pastels, and pastels. Overall, I think this is a really cool thing to have in your collection. Like I said, I'm not going to use it on its own, but I do plan on getting a lot of use out of it, mixing it with a lot of the other things that I have. Let me know if you guys want to see any more looks with this. Like I said, I'm not going to rock out a look of all pastels. I'm just too pale for it. It made me look really insane. I even tried to do like a bright blue liner to like bring it down, but it was just not working for me. I think the coolest thing about this palette to me was the timing. I mean, we're living in a warm palette world right now. And I love those. I adore those. I buy every single one of them, but this is so unique. Zooming in. Alright, so assuming I've done some kind of like intro, I've cleaned up underneath of my brows, and I actually set the concealer with Skull very lightly because it is so white. But I'm gonna start, this is just like an e.l.f. shadow brush, and I'm gonna start with Doom, which is this pretty blue. I'm just gonna be going right into the crease with that blue. You can see how pigmented it is. Taking this Morphe E13, and I'm just gonna start blending everything because I didn't mean to go in with that much. Just ignore my caveman brow hairs because I've already covered them in concealer and I cannot grab them with the tweezers. I'm just taking like the lightest little amount of Boom, and I'm just trying to blend everything out. As you can tell from the side, I go pretty high up. So I tried to do a bunch of different looks, and I really wasn't liking the way that they were turning out. Nothing like about the palette. I just don't think this color range is like good for me. It just made me look really washed out. What am I going to film, right? So I get on and I'm like, okay, well, what is a Pastel Goth anyway? It's like, what is that? All these new age things and labels and stuff. So I'm looking it up, and the first thing that pops up is a BuzzFeed article. The title is like, how to be a Pastel Goth because you're black on the inside but baby blue on the outside. So that's how this look came about. And this is just truly just a mixed up version of when I did the review on Dream House from Jeffree Star. I had black and pink instead of black and blue. So many people asked me for a review on that, and I kept trying to film it and it kept not working out. I'm gonna take just a little tiny bit of Skull, the matte white, and just blending that edge of the baby blue. I really hope that you guys can look past my brown hairs on this one. Did anybody else have a goth phase in high school? I wore the big parachute pants. I used to put mascara on my lips. Mix it with lip gloss. Alright, so I'm gonna take this onto my lower lash line, even though it's gonna end up getting more dramatic. And I'm not gonna bring the blue all the way to my inner corner. I'm kind of stopping right here. I'm sorry this video is a little late. I just really couldn't figure out what to film with it. Everything that I tried to film with it, I didn't like. Alright, so I know I only used 2 colors out of the palette, but I'm going to put it down now. This is the look that I like with this. You know, everybody usually does like a look with a lot of the colors from the palette in it, but I hope by now, if you've watched me before, then you know my kind of style. Like, I don't think you need to use 8 pastel shades on your eye. Getting back into it, this is why I don't talk during my eyeshadows, because I won't stop. I'm using this black from Melt Cosmetics. This is Dark Matter. And what I'm first going to do is kind of map out the shape of the smokiness, or I'll just dot that, whatever. And now I'm taking this Royal and Lang Nickel brush BX80, and I'm just blurring this black line. Going back in with my e.l.f. brush and Doom. I find that these shadows kick up a lot in the pan, but I don't get much fallout at all on my eye. Like, I think I have like one speck right there. What I see a lot of is that black. Going with a little bit more black. Blurring those lines. I'm gonna start packing on that black. so now I'm going to take this Kat Von D tattoo liner and I'm going to use it to draw out the wing. I'm taking this NYC eyeliner. This is like the liquid one with the little paint brush. I'm using this to fill in that liner. Alright, I'm going to continue smoking out that black and packing some more on. Alright, so I'm just cleaning up a little bit under that brow bone again. I feel like I look like that chick from that Drew Carey show. Go in with a makeup wipe and kind of take that blue . Alright, continuing to blend that black and that blue. I'm so sorry about the vacuum. There's nothing I can really do, to be honest. You guys wonder why I do so many voiceovers. Life allows for voiceovers. Alright, back to that lower lash line. I'm just kind of meeting like where it would come back down from the top, you know what I mean? Like in sort of a C instead of bringing all the way from where the wing ends off. Back in with the small side of this crown concealer brush. Going back in with Doom, and I'm just gonna blend these guys together. If you knew just how open my mouth was right now. Alright, I'm gonna use these flutter lashes in the style Crazed. And while the glue is drying on those, I'm gonna curl my natural lashes. And I'm gonna add a coat of mascara. This is the Lancome Hypnose.
It's excellent news that you're awake.
Why would I not be awake?
Huh?
Why would I
don't
not?
know. Maybe you're working a crazy shift or something. Look at that fat cat.
Oh my god.
It's a furry meatloaf.
That's my boy.
Need a beer, Jess? Just stop fucking up.
Is she hot?
On her Instagram, she is. But in person, fuck no. On her Insta, we joke, me and this other dude joke about it all the time in the control room. Like, it's like, Chris, that ain't the same girl that's out there. That's not her.
God.
This is a model right here. But that's not the same beast over there in that shack. You know what I mean?
Someone's gonna meet me in person one day and say the same shit about me, and I'm just gonna cry for life.
The difference between you and her without makeup is not the same. I'm telling you.
Well,
telling you. Reminiscent of the same person. She's not.
Reminiscent? Fuck you. Can you stop talking?
Is this thing recording right now?
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn that shit off.
Okay, so I know the vacuum is still on. I tried to stop the video, but I think I'm gonna try to kind of like make a voiceover. I'm sorry. Anyways, I'm gonna sticking with the Pastel Goth theme. I'm gonna do Weirdo on my lips. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry it took me a couple of days to get this out. I was just really trying to get a look